Hey everyone and welcome to Storytime. My name is Jake and today we are going to look at the subreddit r/entitledparents, where people tell us their stories of crazy mums and dads who think they're entitled just because they have kids. If you're new around here, please do hit subscribe down below so that you never miss out on another video. But for now, let's sit back, relax, and enjoy some Reddit stories. Ant tries to steal my lizard and pays the price. Quick rundown. This story was from at least 8 years ago, so I might have to guess some bits, but I remember most of it. The cast: A. Ant, cousin, mum, my mum, me, my great-great-great-granddad who doesn't like mustard on his chips. Backstory: every year we have a family get-together. My dad couldn't come to this one because he was away on a business trip. Yawn. So into the story. I think I'm 15 years old, give or take a year, and I'm sitting in my room playing Xbox 360, as I am socially exhausted from the day. My cousin comes in. I want to play with your lizard. Me, I generally try to be nice to my cousins because I don't want my aunt to be a witch. Okay, that's fine, but you are going to have to wait a bit though because he's a bit sleepy. He's nocturnal, so that means he sleeps at day. I'll tell you to come up when he's woken up a bit more. Do you promise you'll show him though? Yep, I'll call you up in a bit. About 3 hours later, it's around 7 or something. So I decide that the kid's probably tired, so I'll go ask him now. I go downstairs and he's asleep. I don't wake him because he looks tired. Bad move. About an hour later, my aunt slams open the door and starts screaming. Why did you lie to my son? Me, thinking stuff is about to go down. What do you mean? You know exactly what I mean, you little brat. You promised my son to let you have that thing. Oh, I'm sorry, does he want to see him right now? Cousin enters the stage. Cousin now crying. I can't remember if he was faking or not. He said he could let me hold him. There's no need to get upset, I can get him out now. Cousin now sniffing. Ah, really? Of course I can, there's no need to get upset. Now there you go, hand him the gecko and that will be it. I get him out and cousin has a nice time playing with him. Mum, can we get a gecko? Maybe, it depends on how much they are. The animal itself doesn't cost much, but with the stuff, it's around 200 quid. Jesus Christ, all that money for that tiny thing? Well, yeah, you have to make sure they have a nice life. Are you sure I just can't have yours? Me, laughing because I thought she was joking. Ha, no, it's my mum's one. Even if you got him, he's only got a few years left. Well, that's perfect. We don't want him for long. Me, greatly annoyed by now. You can't have him, please get out of my room now. Aunt walks out and cousin waves bye. The following day was the final day they were around, and we were going to head out for a nice day out. My aunt said she was sick, so we let her stay there while we went out. Massive mistake. I get back and head to my room to check the temperatures of the tank, because it was a hot day, and the entire vivarium was gone. Granted, it was only a 20-gallon, but it had decoration eco-earth and a gecko in it. Mom, the vivarium's gone. Where the hell did you put it? This isn't a joke, look. My mum comes into my room and immediately goes straight to my aunt. Where is OP's tank? What tank? Jesus Christ, shut up. My mum and I start looking for it because my aunt says she didn't even know I had a tank. I forgot the looking bit, but it's nothing important, I think. We go out to the car and guess who's in my aunt's trunk? Yes, trunk. This woman actually thought that it'd be a good idea to have an animal in the back of a trunk. My gecko, tank and all. Long story short, my aunt has been banned from visiting us again, and we made her pay a visit to the vet for my gecko, just in case. My gecko was fine in the end. He got some treats for being a good boy and had 2 more years of life until he died of old age. He had a nice life, I miss him, but I got a new leopard gecko recently and he's very cute. Oh, and then they linked a picture of the gecko if you want to check it out. I'll put it on screen now. But seriously, who steals a gecko out of everything? Like, if you're gonna steal something, maybe steal something valuable, like jewelry or something. Why a gecko? You didn't get an invitation, but you should still send a present. Disclaimer, this isn't about me, I was just a bystander for the most part. Cast, EM, ED, friend, and me. So, to give some backstory, my friend works at a very large office building. Her and her co-workers really remind me of the cast of The Office. Anyway, there was one woman who was in her early 30s. Spoiler alert, it's entitled Mother. She would boss everyone around. Once I got a job there, I learned her husband was exactly like her. Since I always see the best in people, I tried to befriend entitled Mother. Oof. Unfortunately, entitled Mother was going to reproduce. She was pregnant and allegedly spent over $10,000 from her life savings on the baby shower / gender reveal. Me and my friend never received an invitation, so we didn't even know about it. A few weeks later, we're at our apartment. Friend was on his phone when he got a call. He answered and put it on speaker. It was entitled Mother. Where are you? The party started 10 minutes ago. I'm at my house. Also, what party? What the frick? Are you really skipping my baby shower? I never got an invitation. You should have known. You better drive over here right now. The party is at the venue downtown. Me and friend share a "this'll be interesting" look and agree to go. We know how entitled Mother is and always love a show. When we arrive, entitled Mother is already outside and starts yelling the second I open the car door. Finally! Now, grab the present and get inside. What present? We just found out about the party. Yeah, you should have told us sooner. Just go home. We laugh and drive back home. It was only like a 5-minute drive. The next day at work, entitled Dad walks up to us. Hey, entitled Mother told me that you didn't have the present last night. I'll go ahead and take it. Friend had been getting bullied by entitled Dad for months and snapped. I am not getting your wife a present. Entitled Mother and entitled Dad left us alone, and entitled Mother later apologized and said she was under the control of hormones. I've never been pregnant, so I kinda just forgave and forgot. So they literally sent them away for not having a present, and then after not inviting them or letting them in, she sends her husband round to collect it. Like, what? If you don't let my dumb kid into your GT class, you are a racist. So, some backstory. My mum is the GT, or Gifted and Talented Specialist, at her elementary school. She teaches gifted and talented math, but she also pulls some of the brighter students out of their classes once a week or so and teaches them the new stuff that they wouldn't normally learn, such as basic Spanish or brain behaviors. The other kids stay back to get extra help on the regular subjects, such as grammar. Anyways, she starts pulling students out in first grade during the first quarter, where she can see if they're a good fit for her seminars or not. Most kids who are a good fit decide to come back anyways the next quarter, and those who aren't simply don't. Here is where the entitled parent, EM, and her kid, EK, come into the story. Please note that entitled Mother is a Karen. She fits the description of one perfectly, except for the fact that her haircut, while short, isn't exactly the "can I speak to the manager" type. Also, she and entitled kid are African American, unlike typical Karens. Normally, I wouldn't bring race into descriptions like this, but it is important for this story. Entitled Mother also happened to work at another school in the county. Anyways, Entitled Kid was in one of my mum's first seminars 2 years ago. He was obviously not a good fit. He didn't pay any attention or do work in class. He also clearly wasn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. My mum decided to not recommend him for her next class. When Entitled Mother found out, she came into my mum's school and got all up in her face about not letting her precious EK into the gifted and talented program. My mum didn't want to make a scene, so she agreed to let him try another one. This one was a 5-month seminar, by the way. Entitled Kid was not any better there. He did almost no work and still didn't pay much attention in class. He clearly needed extra help on his basic school subjects. He was also quite rude to the other kids, as in, I'm better than everyone rude. Keep in mind, this was a first grader. 1 month into the seminar, he completely blew off a large project. When he got a 0 for it, Entitled Mother came back. She started complaining that Entitled Kid is being treated unfairly and doesn't deserve this kind of grade. So, my mum sat down with her principal and Entitled Mother. Entitled Mother said something along the lines of, Entitled Kid tells me everything about school and she would have known about a large project like the one that Entitled Kid got a 0 on. She claimed that my mum didn't tell Entitled Kid about it because she hates him. My mum said that Entitled Kid was told about it multiple times, he just didn't listen. She also said that the project was also mentioned in the paper containing the permission slip for Entitled Kid to take the class. And my mum pulled out the paper, with Entitled Mother's signature on it. Entitled Mother left in a huff. 3 months later, Entitled Kid came in with the project. My mum decided to accept it, just that one time. She then noticed that a good portion of the vocab used was a little advanced, especially for Entitled Kid. When she looked it up, she found that the entire written portion of the project was copied word for word off the internet. It was only 2 paragraphs, it shouldn't have been hard to write in 3 months. At that point, my mum became fed up with Entitled Mother and Entitled Kid. She told EM in an email that EK clearly does not want to or deserve to be in her seminars anymore. She didn't even mention the plagiarism. Entitled Mother went ballistic. In their next meeting with my mum and her principal, the Entitled Mother brought her freaking lawyer, who also happened to be African American. Entitled Mother claimed my mum was a racist because she wouldn't allow a black kid into her class. And she is prepared to sue because of racial discrimination. The claim was stupid in and of itself because the seminars had a higher racial diversity than the school's regular classes. My mum was raging mad at this point. She pointed out every little thing Entitled Kid did or didn't do in class, and how he clearly doesn't need to be there. Even some basic colouring projects done by EK were clearly done by Entitled Mother. At some point, EM realised that her tactic wasn't working, so she switched gears. She used the excuse, but Entitled Kid has so much fun in these classes. When my mum asked which parts EK liked so much, EM mentioned the projects. Entitled Kid likes working on with Entitled Mother, especially the last one. That's when my mum dropped the plagiarism bomb, and the fact that Entitled Kid showed no enthusiasm about it, and how it was 3 months late. The principal immediately sided with my mum, saying EK clearly didn't deserve to be in the gifted and talented program. EM went crazy, claiming that the principal was also racist, but eventually left after the principal threatened to call the police for trespassing. EK was happy to have the extra work taken off his shoulders. Recently, the Entitled Mother sued her own school because of the apparent racism there. They countersued, claiming she was creating a bad work environment or something like that. She was creating so many extra problems both there and at my mum's school that everyone was angry at her. So she moved. She left the state entirely and went to Virginia. The 3rd grade teachers at my mum's school were so relieved to not have to deal with EK or EM the upcoming year. The entitled mother did more things to try and keep EK in the class too, but these were just the highlights. The only thing I don't get is why the entitled mother wanted EK to be in the gifted and talented so badly. He clearly didn't want to be there, and it's not like any future college, if EK will even apply to any, will see his 1st grade classes and grades. Entitled mother's motives are a mystery, but can you imagine EM doing this in the future? Something like, change EK's midterm grade to an A right now, or else sue for discrimination. Lamau. Yeah, that just seems overly stupid for like a 1st grader or 2nd grader, whatever it was. Who cares about what grades they get there? Hey everyone, I hope you all had a really good day and that you enjoyed that video. If you want to check out some other videos, then click on screen right now, or check out the playlist down below. If you enjoyed that video, then please do leave a like. And if you want to submit your own stories, then you can do so by joining the Discord in the top link in the description. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.